Here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello, Team Aries. This is your weekly reading for the week of May 12th through the 18th. I keep saying April, but it's May. It's May already. Can you believe it's May already? All right, so this is your reading for May 12th through the 18th. Happy Mother's Day if you're celebrating Mother's Day. And I'm giving you a big hug if you struggle on this day. If you struggle on Mother's Day, just know that you are loved, okay? And I'm giving you a really big, giant hug, all right? And for those of you that celebrate and are mothers to fur babies or mothers to your plants or you're a muscle mommy, you know what I mean? It don't matter. Happy Mother's Day, all right? So let's find out what's good for Aries for the week of May 12th to the 18th. Before we get started, we're going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood essay and addiction. And I wrote this book as a message of hope and inspiration for anybody that's out there struggling with addiction. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I am 4+ years into recovery. All right, I am recovered on purpose, 4+ years into recovery. And I wrote this book as a message of inspiration and hope, and I'm extremely vulnerable and honest in this book. All right, so anybody that's out there that is struggling, you can get a free download on my website, all right, at crystal-lavender.com, right down here. You can also sign up for my free weekly newsletter, and you can order a personal private reading all from my website. But you can get my book downloaded for free at my website, or you could get it for $12.12 on Amazon, or if you would like a signed copy, you can always email me, okay? And all that stuff will be in the description box of this video. You are not alone. You are worth it, all right? So, Aries, let's get this party started. We're going to do an energy check. I'm going to find out about your love life. What's good in love for Aries for the week of May 12th through the 18th? What do we got for Aries? Aries in love. A 6 of Cups in reverse. The Moon, and the King of Pentacles. So it kind of feels like there's something that you're trying to not remember. With the 6 of Cups in the upright, like that's nostalgia and creating memories, very fond memories. You see how there's the little dude and his puppy, and now they're grown old together, so it feels like there's something from the past that you're trying to block out, trying to heal from, trying to bury underneath your subconscious with the Moon card here. So there's something that there's an element of facing the 8 of Wands in reverse. You don't feel like there's any movement forward. You don't think that you're healing from a specific situation or from specific memories. You might have them on repeat constantly in your mind. 7 of Wands. You could feel really guarded, towards releasing any of these emotions, especially when it has to do with past love situations. But you're kind of guarded and wanting to keep it to yourself, or you feel like you need to keep it to yourself. You're living in a fine balance of reality and fantasy. Like the Moon card is definitely a representation of your inner subconscious mind. But there's also a sense of like daydreaming or not completely fully living in the moment of now. But it feels like there's a lot of tension. You're trying to let go of this tension. You want to move forward. You want to push forward. You want to not remember this situation, but you can't heal from it by just ignoring it. You can't just sweep it under the rug, okay? What you feel, you heal. So if there's a situation that you're like, you can't just get on top of somebody else to get over someone, okay? Like, it doesn't really work like that. The Knight of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Like right now, it feels like you should just remain focused on what it is that you're doing, and keep working on. I know you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear about your healing work, but keep doing that inner healing, all right? Because I think you've done a lot more than you realize. With this King of Pentacles here, that's telling me that you are focusing a lot on your own inner stability. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, like you You know, you might not be completely like honest with yourself about how far you've come or what it is that you've accomplished, but it looks here like you've done a lot more healing than you are willing to let yourself know, you know, willing to be honest with yourself about. So you can't just sweep it under the rug and pretend like it doesn't exist, all right? Like they say time heals all wounds, but that is absolutely not correct. You know, that is not correct, because like what Rich Lop says, if time healed all wounds, then there would be no such thing as childhood trauma, right? So you can't just forget about it. So you got to feel it to heal it. You got to go through it. There is no out, there's only through. What do we got in the future? We got the Two of Cups. So there is a connection. You do have connection in your future, all right? I just feel like you're not trying to be irresponsible about it. Like you don't want to be irresponsible. You're kind of like working on your own empire, working on your own empire, taking care of your own self. You know, we got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So in your future, you do have, like, there is a stable connection there with it being the Pentacle cards. Like the Pentacles are the most, like, that's the something that is tangible. That's something that is real. That's something that is not only looks good on paper, but is actually put into practice. You know, that's something that's very well thought out, you know, not impulsive. The Knight of Swords in the upright is very impulsive. You know, he shoots that arrow and goes, you know, like off on adventures, taking risks, not very calculated risks. Like this is just very like by the flight of the night, you know, by the hair of your chinny chin chin, just on the seat of your pants. It's like you feel like you're on fire, but this week it feels like you're just trying to stay focused and centered on what it is that you got to do. You could be establishing balance between your inner masculine and inner feminine, your inner dualities, okay? Because not all of us, like every single one of us are masculine and feminine. We both have divine feminine and divine masculine inside of each and every one of us. You know, sometimes we lean more to the divine feminine, sometimes we lean more to the divine masculine. You know, back in the past, we we were unhealed divine masculines and unhealed divine feminines. But I feel like you're not trying to be irresponsible. Like you're trying to build your own empire and work up from there. But there's something that you're trying to forget, trying to let go of, trying to forget. You know, and you feel like there's been no movement forward. You feel like you haven't accomplished anything. You know, and I like you have accomplished so much more than you will give yourself credit for right now in the realm of your heart. Like, I don't feel like you're making any sort of impulsive decisions. It's kind of like you're just doing what it is that you need to do for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. There's nothing wrong with maintaining your own equilibrium. You know, you might feel like it's a juggling act with the Two of Wands there. Like you might feel like you are juggling multiple priorities and you don't really know which direction you're going. Excuse me. Only when I have not coughed all day long. Only when I'm reading. So you kind of feel like you're like in your love, like you don't know which direction you're going. You don't know who, like you're just kind of like all over the place. You feel really confused in the realm of your heart here, you know, but underneath all of it, like you're actually taking the right steps and doing the right thing towards establishing your own inner balance. You know, sometimes people come into our lives and like we lose ourselves in the anticipation of someone else, or we lose ourselves trying to become what we want, what we think they want us to be, you know, and then along the way we end up losing our own true authenticity. So be mindful of not losing your own authenticity. I know right now there's the full moon in Scorpio, which is going to make you feel like out of place, you know, like, is this love or is this lust? You know, am I making the right decision? Like, it's kind of like a chaotic, like love energetic feeling, like this chaos love, you know, but underneath all of it, you have the Ten of Pentacles. So that's solid, stable, grounded, you know, happy house, happy family. Like you could be going on adventures. You could be getting together with loved ones. It looks like you are stabilizing, all right? You are stabilizing your own energy. healing from the things that you are trying not to remember. You can't just not remember them though. All right. You can't just not remember it. You really have to sit with it. You sit with it, understand it. Even if you don't understand it in the moment, just know that you will understand it. Not all is lost. Okay. Not all is lost. What do we got going on for Aries and their finances? What's up with Aries and their finances? Aries and finances. For the week of May 12th through the 18th. Aries, finances, Queen of Pentacles. So that's the embodiment of strength. All right. So whatever it is that you're doing is taking a lot of dedication, of commitment. The Moon card. Have you been daydreaming a lot? Are you spending a lot of time daydreaming? Or have you been having really prophetic dreams? Because the Moon card is also about that's the prophetic card. That's the dreamer card. That's the Pisces card. So you could be living in multiple realities all at once, tapping into multiple realities, pulling out of the pool of magic what it is that you really, really want to have in your life as far as finances go. Yeah, the Two of Cups. Coming together with like-minded individuals. I feel like you are there's something that has been really heavy on your mind. Something it is that you've always dreamed about, always wanted to do, this inner calling that you just know you need to get done. I feel like there's going to be an encounter this week that's going a coming together of, there's going to be an encounter, a message, some sort of divine synchronicity that is going to push you in the right direction towards your biggest dreams, your biggest hopes, your biggest desires. I feel like there's this calling on the inside of you, that is going to really benefit more than just you. This is a card of generosity. So whatever it is that you have this calling for, this just undeniable fire, this undeniable spark, this just yearning to accomplish this specific goal. I feel like there's going to be a message with the page of wands here. There's going to be a message coming to you this week that I believe it's a divine message. Somebody might be coming at you as a catalyst. They could be speaking for the divine to you. And you got the Magician. So you have all of the tools at your disposal to create this vision that you have, to bring forth this amazing desire. It's desire and ambition, and it's something to help humanity. It seems really big. Whatever this is feels really, really big. And it feels like there's just this pull, you cannot ignore it. You can no longer ignore the call to do whatever this is. Just keep an eye out, okay? If something happens this week, there's no such thing as coincidence. All right? No such thing as coincidence. All right, you guys. I love you guys so very much. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way out. And if you would like a personal reading, you could go to my website at crystal-lavender.com, sign up for my newsletter, and get a free download of my book. All right. Love you guys. See you next time. Vroom, beep, beep.